All right, guys, welcome back to Ricky's Corner, episode 11. So today, I want to go ahead and go over two topics. The theme is current events, but two topics within that. The first thing is Game of Thrones. I got to put some conclusion to GOT or Game of Thrones. I don't want to spend too much time talking about, the ending and the final season because, of course, fan reaction has been tremendous, has been, so much of an outcry. And that's everywhere. So I don't want to get in too much of that. Rather, I want to address a question on a close friend, colleague at work when I was asked, why do you care so much? Because that Monday, two of us in particular, Danny and myself, we were very depressed. That Monday right after Game of Thrones. So, and it's a common sense question. I mean, why do you guys care so much? It's just a TV show. But it's a little bit more than that. It's a TV show, yes, but it's a show where, you got attached to, right? An emotional investment was taken on after so many seasons, so much time. You got these two main protagonists, Danny and Jon Snow, and at the end of the day, none of them, came out on top. Daenerys was basically, after all the hype, she was hyped up, and then she was torn down, completely demolished. And I don't know who to blame for that. Martin, or the writers from HBO. And Jon Snow. I mean, what was the purpose of him discovering who he really was? Did anyone miss the fact that he died? He died and came back to life. And yet they did nothing with that. So I don't get it. But again, so much time has been invested in these characters. You want them to succeed. You want them after so much sacrifice, after so much turmoil and adversity, that they get over this hump and they get to really make it a better day. Get back at the Lannisters. They defeated the Night King. And these are all metaphors, right, of life. We wanted one of these two people, to be successful, to get to the ultimate, to have some conclusive answers, a conclusive, ending. And it would have made us feel a lot better. I don't know what that says about us, per se, as human beings. You can question that, but, it's something more than just a show. And it really sucks that, the mother of dragons, after all the hype, she was basically demolished and ruled as this crazy female mad queen who couldn't take the power, who couldn't take the ambition, and she just freaked out. So that doesn't really look good for female empowerment now, does it? And as far as Jon Snow goes, he's the closest thing that we had to a conventional hero. And I'm a big heroes guy, right? So you got your villains, you got your heroes, and he did what he was supposed to do according to Bran. Fuck that. Bran was the real villain, if anything. We also had a chance to have a victory that I could have maybe dealt with by having a democracy, as Tarly pointed out at the very end in the council meeting. But it was more like an electoral college, if that. He was shunned in that. And so the wheels, the wheels were never broken. So it was a missed opportunity in terms of fulfilling, these internal things that we human beings want and go through. Now, moving on to a special that I want to go over in terms of Major League Baseball. Bill Buckner died at the 69 years of age, Bill Buckner was a Major League Baseball player for the Boston Red Sox. And if you Google Bill Buckner, those that are not sports fans, he's really known for one play, or a lack of a play, I guess. It was the Boston Red Sox playing the New York Mets back in 1986 in the World Series. The New York Mets ended up winning in 7 games. But if you Google Game 6 and Bill Buckner and the New York Mets and in the World Series there, you'll get an understanding as to what I'm talking about. And it's a shame that Bill is known, or was known for a very long time, known for this error, for this missed play. Fans get so caught up, on my side and winning, and it's almost like a victory for our lives in essence, right? That they go crazy when something doesn't work out in their favor. They go crazy when an error is committed. And this has happened multiple times after that, Bill Buckner's error. It's not just Bill Buckner. But, it's a real shame. I mean, I don't understand how we human beings can react in such a negative and venomous way. And for a long time, he was ridiculed. If social media existed back then, I mean, my God, he would have been memed all over the place. It's really troubling. I'm glad that the Boston Red Sox, the fans, forgave him. I believe Bill Buckner was invited to throw out the first pitch in 2007 or 2008 after the Boston won their second championship within those three years or so. And they forgave him. So that was really good. Let's keep sight of the fact that these are major league players, okay? They worked hard to get there. They played their butts off. This guy played 22 major league seasons. He was an all-star, and he had like 2,700 plus hits. Okay, he retired, I believe, like a 290 average. I mean, these are not easy things. Okay, it's so easy for us fans to second guess, and hindsight is 2020, and and critique and do all this kind of shit. But we need to look beyond that. We need to understand that these players, there's only a few lucky ones who had the gift, and they're giving their all. This guy, was hurt at the time. He had many injuries he was dealing with, and he was still out there playing and trying his best. And I guess you could say, well, Rick, I'm sure you wouldn't have felt that way if he was on the Mets side and he had made that error. Remains to be seen, Obviously, I was a lot younger then. I was 13 or so. So maybe, But now, I think I would look at things more measured. Maybe the initial reaction would be something of an outburst. But then after much thought, and I'm not one to quickly go on social media and things like that, and certainly not to demean anybody else, because that's not cool. So, rest in peace, Bill Buckner. Just rest in peace, man. And for all fans, whatever you're a fan of, don't take it personal. Don't be tweeting, memeing, all these players or people, celebrities. Keep in mind that they're playing a role. Okay, whether it's a game, whether it's a role on TV, on a show, whatever. You don't know them personally, and so we shouldn't take out or project on these folks who are doing their very best at what they do. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this special episode 11 of Ricky's Corner. I did branch out to Twitter, so check me out on Twitter. My, Twitter address, I'm new at this, so it's at the Rick 610-22463. You'll see me there as the Rickster. Again, at the Rick 610-22463. Hit me up on Twitter. Thank you guys for tuning in on Rookie's Corner episode 11. Stay tuned for more things to come, as well as a Modern Man segment coming up sometime hopefully this week, and continuing to branch out to other forms of social media. Later, guys.